Alright, we're going to kind of go with this. I don't know if I like it, but I'm going to be doing turn 3, Fall of the Third Reich. Don't have a camera person, so I have no idea if that's on or not. And like I said, I'm in the middle of experimenting. So this is technically part 4. This is my replay. I'm going to see if I can leave the video on, that way I can explain the action. Don't guarantee won't be mistake free. I'm going to try to get through the sequence here. So turn marker advance is pretty self-explanatory. So we're gonna walk on over around my table, get some exercise, I guess. Good thing I have a good time doing these videos. So, all right. So we're gonna advance the turn marker to November, December 1943. As reinforcements, you can't see it from way over there, but remember Italy surrendered last turn, so the Axis get 2 Italian units. Free French show up in the Mediterranean box for the Allies. Some German corps, including the 2nd Fallschirmjäger, which is a A-rated unit, which if you may or may not know, German units either have a combat strength or they're variable A, B, or C, and you roll on a chart to see what their strength are. Kind of fun. I actually really enjoy that. So we have 2 really nice American corps here that show up in England. Allied reinforcements always show up in the box. They actually are allowed to show up also on an Allied port, but I want to have some troops available for invasions. Let's see, this good Italian unit. I'm going to put him in the med box for now. I think I need to look up where he shows up. Italians that are pro, we're going to defend a couple beaches here. Not a lot happening for the Western Allies. German units show up. And actually, maybe going a little out of sequence. We'll look in a minute. But that's what I get for not lugging my player aids. Where you're going to position, let's see here. Show up in. I get quite a bit committed to Italy, don't I? I'm going to commit the Fallschirmjägers. I think we'll bring them in Königsberg, which is right here. They can be useful on the Eastern Front as long as these 2 other steps. Note, a lot of units are single steps. The whole Soviet army is. German units are a mixed bag. Western Allies, we have a lot of multi or 2-step units. Alright, so let's see here. I won't bore you with the sequence of play. So you do turn marker, advance, reinforcements, which we just did. Soviets don't get any till turn 4. Strategic air phase. So the Axis assign their air. They have 3 Luftwaffe markers. 1 always has to go in the home box. I'm going to assign 1 to the Eastern Front. I'm going to assign 1 to the Mediterranean. What those do is for 1 combat phase, so that's regular combat, or it could be reaction combat, or it could be in save it for defense. They get 1 use where you flip it, and then any of the variable strength units that roll during that whole phase will get a +1 for their strength. So Let's see, Axis air assignment, Allied air assignment. So right now, we still only have the 8th Air Force. You can assign them to various missions. I am going to assign them 8th Air Force. I'm sorry, Bomber Command. My bad. Let's see, factories. We're going to bomb factories because that impacts the German replacement rate. Okay, replacement phase. Allied factory bombardment segment. So we're going to roll a dice. I'm not going to show you the chart because I don't think it will work that well the way I'm filming this right now. But it's pretty simple. There is a, if I can find it, right guys? Oh, here we go. Allied bombardment factory. Maybe I will show you. Let's see if it works. So, I don't know. This is weird not being able to see what I'm filming. Target factory, die roll, modifiers 43, right? Is -4. If there was no Luftwaffe unit, it would be -2. But the only way that would happen is if they're all eliminated. And it's very simple. We're going to roll a blue die, because it's a good allied color. And roll a 6. That is really awesome. Let me tell you why. So you subtract 4, that's a result of 2. That'll be the number of German replacement points that are lost this turn, which is a big deal. So that immediately also, because it was a positive result, kills the Luftwaffe unit, and you have to immediately assign one of your air to home defense on the front. Obviously, I think I'm going to need some protections on the Eastern Front, so the Mediterranean gets sacrificed for air support. Okay, you see how playable that is. You'll see the impact here in just a minute. Okay, Axis replacement segment. Now the Axis have 4 factories, okay? One in Berlin, one here, and I've already covered this in another video. The Ruhr, the multiple in 43 is ×3, so 4 times, I'm sorry, multiple is 2. Multiple of 4 times 2 is 8, -2 that they just lost. And we know the loss is because you take the die roll and subtract 4, which is the modifier for 43, and that's how many replacements. So, looking at what I have on the front line, even though the Germans are pretty beat up, we find one step here, the 3rd SS Panzer Corps. We're going to spend 1 there. And 43, I have total, I think I said this, 8 -2, so I have 6 points available. You can only spend half on armored replacements. There's a flipped infantry guy here, but since he's pretty much going to die from attrition, we're not going to spend the points on him, and I don't believe I can anyways. And what I was saying is for mechanized troops, you can only spend half your replacements. It's easy. It's a replacement point step per step. And so, armor. So I'm going to spend 2 points to rebuild this 47th Panzer Corps. That cost me 2. Already spent 1 over here. That's 3 of my 6. Can't build any more armor. This guy can't be rebuilt. Hopefully we can see it. I don't know, and I apologize. This might be a failed experiment. But that little triangle there means he can't be replaced. So we're going to spend our remaining 3 points on building these variable C factor. Let's see. C factor, guys. Alright, so we can place these anywhere in Germany, in a town or a city. So we know that 3 of these units are going to go to the Eastern Front. We'll just put them there, and we'll stick 1 for now in the Ruhr. Alright, now we're going to do Allied replacements. We'll do a quick gander in the rule book. Yes, I should have it memorized by now, but I don't. I'm sure you guys never spend any time looking in the rules, right? Let's see here. Replacements by sequence of play. US and French get 6. British and Commonwealth got 4. Once again, everything costs 1 except for bomber command. So, for example, in this strategic bombing, say I would have rolled a 3 minus 4 for the British bomber command would have been minus 1. The British bomber command would have been eliminated. And by the way, this Luftwaffe, I just realized, so I'm going to gamble. I'm going to put back 2 of the infantry I built, and because I want to keep my Air Force going, and it costs 2. So we'll see if I'm going to pay the price later. And the French and the Americans are actually at full strength everywhere. So they don't spend it, they lose it. Alrighty, so I am going to... Alright, let's see here. Next up is Soviet replacements. They get 10 points. I actually don't know if you can see it, but there's a Soviet eliminated box. Everything costs 1. They don't have any restrictions, so they're going to rebuild their 2 armor and mech. They're going to rebuild the shock army. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And they actually are able to rebuild all their losses from last turn. 10 steps. Pretty amazing. They all go in any controlled town or city. So we want to really get this breakthrough going here out of Orel. So we're going to put the armor and whatnot there. We're going to put 3 more infantry corps up in Leningrad. We're going to put... that was a mistake. You got to kind of learn this a little bit. They captured Kharkov. Actually might have been better off only leaving 1 unit in there. But anyways, I wanted to make sure the Germans couldn't counterattack. What's this? Kursk right here. So we're going to put 2 in Kursk. And I'm playing kind of quick here, so hopefully I'm not blowing anything. Not a lot happening in the West, so it's a good time to do it. So that's replacements. Now we do the Allied invasion phase. Oh boy. No, so in England, invasions. Just because I'm covering rules, might as well go over it. And I've done this in the other videos, but I'm trying to be a little bit more in depth. So actually, if you decide to get this game, which honestly, I'm having a blast. It's great solitaire, very clean, beautiful map, clean rules. I mentioned in an earlier video that somebody said, oh, the Eastern Front's broke. On the first turn, the Russians just attack everywhere. Well, I've covered it in other videos, but with the Stavka units, actually it's impossible for the Russians to attack everywhere along the front. So evidently, whoever said that either played it wrong or is a much better player than I am, which is very possible. I do love war games, but I'm not super great at it. Let's see here. Invasion sites, general. There's not a lot of weather. Okay, so there's no invasions possible on, by the way, there's 3 fronts, right? There's Northwest Europe, the Mediterranean, and the Mediterranean, and then there's the East Front and the Balkans, or Balkans and then the East Front. My bad. And that's what this little white line, I don't know if you probably can't see it, but denotes the different theaters. And here's where it's pretty pronounced here in the Adriatic. There really is no weather per se. So anyways, and then in the Med, I got Naples going on. So right now, that's it. Because I still have a beachhead there, which I need to get these troops off of. Once I do that, I'll eventually be able to move the beachhead. Now, there's a Commonwealth beachhead and a U.S. beachhead over there in the Mediterranean box. If you notice, the beaches are AL. You probably can't see it, but some of them are labeled like Sicily, U.S. and Commonwealth. AL, both teams can land there. The other ones, it's specific who can land there. And right now, that's what I have available over in the Med box, and I don't really have enough units to just launch a whole separate invasion. So that being said, so there's no Allied beach invasion this turn. OKW, OKH phase. So this is where Allied oil bombardment would happen, but we've already used up the British Bomber Command. And by the way, the 15th Air Force will get added once the Allies take Foggia in Italy. And I believe the American 8th Air Force counter, I'd have to look over there, I believe shows up soon, maybe in a turn or two. Anyways, so there's no oil bombardment. So now you do OKH and OKW purchase. You have 7 points to spend. OKH can be used on the Eastern Front and the Balkans. And then OKW can be used in the Western Front or Italy. And you have 7 points to spend. It's a pretty simple concept. Hopefully you can see that. They're numbered 1 through 4. You spend your 7 points. And, oh boy. And the number is their range that they place things in command. And the Germans have to be in command to be able to launch attacks. And also to move non-mech units out of a zone of control during operational movement. But the Eastern Front needs some major adjustments. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is just really ugly. 2, 4, 6. Can't quite get there. If they're in a city, the number's doubled. If they're in a town, these little dots, it's straight up. So I gotta go. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. I guess I could have done this before I did the video. 2, 4, 6. Nope, just short. 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. OKH is going to spend 4. And Dupernix, I don't claim to know how to pronounce that. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. All right. So this guy in Dnipro-isk is going to put everybody up to here, all the way down to this mountain core. In command. Idea being, I think it's worth it. I want to pull my infantry out, try to form a line, also get the availability for these guys. Italy, sadly, I'm not going to be able to commit anything, so I'm going to make the 3, so that's my 7. And oh boy, I'm going to regret this. 2, 4, 5, 6. And not really helpful. So we'll do it in Minsk. 2, 5, 6. So I can get all these guys. 2, 3, 4. Oh, I can't get him. Damn it. 1, 2, 3. I don't know if it's really worth it, but I can go from here all the way to here. These guys are gonna be screwed. So this guy can move because he's not in Zoc. Okay, so that's the axis OKW OKH phase. Now I do axis operational movement segment. Alright, so because it's going to take the least amount of time, I'm going to go over and do the little bit of movement I have on the Western Front and on the Mediterranean. What's interesting with operational movement in this game is basically for operational movement, you would have to look, with the exception of an Alpine Pass hex, fortified zone, Traders Town, Alpine Pass hex sides are +1, straights are +1. Beachheads. You can only get out of a beachhead with an invasion, a transit, or retreats. That's how you enter and leave. So there's some notes here. On exploitation or reaction, movement points cost. And my point is a movement point cost for almost every terrain is 1 in the operational movement. Even crossing a river. It's like no effect. The other pieces for operational movement, if you're never exit or enemy is exit or enter an enemy Zoc. Let's see. You can double your movement. So, just making some adjustments here because we want to make sure the beaches are well covered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's fine. I just want to have all the beaches covered. That's my main objective. Like I still got these 2 sitting vacant here. Still got time. Let's see here. Is that a town? No, but this one is. So it's going to be quicker when I get to the transit phase. I can move 4 units in each theater from city to city. If I do that with any other units, if one unit goes through multiple theaters, it eats up 1 in each theater. Now remember I said non-mech can't leave Zocs, so I think it's time to try to form a line, and here again, there the 12th SS Panzer Division, Hitlerjugend, is in Italy. I'm going to replace them with, I got the 1st Falsum Jogger and a mountain unit here, and we're going to send them to Rome so we can transfer them to the Eastern Front or Normandy. I might just go with a little history. I really don't want to give up Foggia, as they say, quite yet. So I'm going to pull, let's see if I can do this. Let's see what my strength looks like. I have Hermann Goering here with a fort behind the Minor River. I got these 2 guys. Let's see here. Oh, and we have, okay, this is what we're going to do. So we're going to pull up into the rough here with these weak infantry units. But the Americans aren't that great. Reinforce, back it up with the 10th SS. And then I got the 14th Panzer Corps. It's B rated. I'm going to stick him in Foggia. And we're going to bring down first Volkswagen jogger. We'll get them stacked in this fort. You know what? I'm going to put them right there, right in the heat of bed. No, the mountain unit's pretty good for movement in the mountains. So we'll put them there with the SS. And you know what? I may regret this, but my bad. Put that with the Hermann Goering. Put that there. Get a nice little line in Italy. Get the beaches protected, except for this one. But there's no real threat of invasion right now, just because of the allocation of forces. Probably overcommitted in Italy. So, over here in Yugoslavia, we'll get the Germans all together in Belgrade, because we don't want no surprises. And as you can see, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we'll just leave the Bulgarians there. Get a corps down here, defending Athens. I think I still got time to adjust, so the West looks good. Italy looks good for the Axis. Yeah, alright, well, we'll see if I like this style video. You guys will have to let me know. Mark, it sucks. Dude, it's too far away, we can't see shit. Sorry. Alright, or you're like, oh, I like to follow around the way you're explaining the rules. Maybe that's a good thing, maybe it's not. Alright, so we're still doing Axis operational movement. So my plan on the Eastern Front, I expended quite a bit of resources. Going to try to have a little bit of a line going. We'll see if this is a disaster. We're going to basically try to do a strategic withdrawal. So that being said, in the far south here, I'm going to pull back this mountain core. It's going to go 1, 2 for the straight, 3 for the other hex, and set up in Kerch. We're going to do that. That's in command. And then we are going to, what are we going to do here? This is ugly. But then again, this is going to give some really pretty good opportunities. I wanted to pull behind the river, the Dnieper, but that being said, so we still don't have a lot down south, but I really need to straighten my line out. Oh boy, this could be a disaster. You guys ever do that? Alright, let's, shit. I kind of got a river line here. Maybe what I need to do is hold my horses right here. I don't tend to, let's see here. What if we set up a nice little reaction force, because I really would like to show you guys what reaction is. So I got a nice little stack here. Okay, so we are going to leave this C here. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. I really have no idea if this is even a good idea. 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, I'm trying to do, it's probably not a good idea. Put nice stack here, some armor. We're gonna leave, what are we gonna leave? I did this so I could purposely, can't move from Zoc to Zoc. You guys kind of stuck. Damn, that was not well thought out. Let me see if you can. Sorry, I'm mumbling, aren't I, guys? Move no further. Units may never move from Zoc to Zoc. Remember, there are times when mechanized units ignore non-mech Zocs. C16. Units, movement segment. 16, I believe, is exploitation. Which that means, because I'm in command, I'll be able to extract these guys, because this is a non-mech unit. But I can't do it in operational movement. And I am, yep, that's it. So they'll have to wait. So, oh boy, combat sure is bloody, let me tell you guys. So I will be able to pull him back. Just trying to jam up. So here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see, yeah, so he could pull out. So we're going to put him in the swamp. Shit. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll put him in the woods. Try to block Gamal. And these guys will be able to pull out. I guess we'll leave them as a sacrificial lamb. He's in command. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. 1. Now you can pull out, the only way you can pull out of a Zoc is if you're in command, or actually if they were a stack in another unit, right? You could leave one behind, you can do that too. But 1, can never go from Zoc to Zoc, so I'm going to go 1, 2. It's a pretty strong unit. And I know this isn't really how I wanted to, what I would call strengthening the line. I'm going to have to transport some guys to Gomel, which I got to remember. I got these guys, the A. So actually, let's bring this guy to here. Throw up some more bodies in the way. Yeah, they got, actually, these all have 8 movement points. So you'll see they can be helpful. 6. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're gonna, I guess we're not gonna pull back much, are we? It was kind of dumb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ugh, I was envisioning pulling back a lot more. So we'll throw another guy in there. Like I said, I had a good thought. My execution is very poor, so if we ever play together, you can take advantage of that most likely. Okay. Allied reaction segment, movement in combat. Soviet reaction segment, movement in combat. So this is one thing that's kind of cool. So I did this in the other video, but since I'm making this a longer video, Soviet reaction. How that works is you place it in a, either place it on a stack and then you can move and attack with that stack, or you push it in an empty hex and then units that can make it to that hex without stacking, and they have to be able to make it into the hex, so that would be 3 units, can, so 1, 2, 3, actually, I believe this is legal. I don't see, let's see, you can't, and you can enter Zocs, you can have combat. So what I want to do is I want to push these guys forward. These infantry corps give me some cannon fodder to go with my mech. And they're going to go 1. Now this is where reaction movement actually costs more. So clear is 1, but the minor rivers are +1. So it's 2, 3, and then 4. Okay. So that's the Soviet reaction, no combat. Could have been some better moves. I'm just trying to give you an example of how it plays. Okay. Now over here in Italy, let's see here. I've got, boy, this is rough. I want to clear the beach. And it costs 3 to get in the mountains. This is clear. No, it's not. It's rough. This is mountains. So it would cost me, let's see, to enter, it's 2. This is already in here with the paratroopers. I am going to, oh, I should have done that. Oh well, that's fine. Anyways, I'll get them in the movement segment. So reactions, we're actually going to do a combat here. I'm not saying it's smart. And I'll tell you why. You always have 2, 5, so 5, 10, 15, 17. We have an A and a C unit here for the Germans. The Germans will roll their sinister black die. Get a 3. So with the 3, there's a German Corps combat strength table. Oh, excuse me. And there's no +1 because I lost the Luftwaffe. So my A unit with a 3 is going to be worth 6. And the C unit will be worth 3. They could be worth 2, 3, 4. The A units go 4, 6, 8. And the B go 3, 4, 6. So with a 3, that's 6. Plus 3 is 9. They're in a, that's actually a rough hex. Some rough terrain. Look it up. It's a +1 defensive factor. So what did I say? 9 + 1 is 10. And we can only attack with the unit that the reaction hex. Like I said, this may not necessarily, it's probably not actually probably a smart attack, but I want to do it. So 10, 15, 17 to 10, okay? So that is less than 2 to 1. The table is you either have 1 to 2, anything less than 1 to 2 is automatic attacker eliminated. Then it's a differential table above 1 to 2 up to 2 to 1. We don't have 2 to 1, so we're on the +6 table. There's no die roll modifiers. So the Allies are going to roll their handy dandy blue dice for a mediocre result of 3. On the +6, they get a small defender retreat, and I'm not going to go through all the combat results, but you need to pay attention. This is very specific. The small defender retreat is just what it sounds like. So so we're going to retreat 2 hexes, and the stack. Let's see here. We're going to have to leave 1 behind just because I'm cautious. I don't want them to, we're going to advance everybody. I'm keeping, the first airborne I'm going to leave back because I got to get it back to, we can put it in the port, we need to start working on sending it to England. So that was the reaction phase for the Allies. Kind of neat mechanic. You can do it to move stuff, move and attack. Pretty simple rule, gives you a lot of options. Axis attrition. So this is where it's a Ted Racier game. So if you know Ted, and I love his games, love you Ted if you ever see this, which I doubt, but if you ever do, who knows what 3 people might actually watch my videos. Okay, right here, totally surrounded. Guess what? Attrition, he dies. So, bye-bye. And we'll put him in the replacement pool. And hopefully maybe get a chance to replace him. Cleanup phase. The OKH, OKW markers come off. Go back to their box. That's it for that. Oh, sorry, my bad. That was stupid. Mark, that's what you get for being in a rush. Okay, sorry. Really quick. Exploitation. So this is where, now we're in the exploitation phase. So these are MAC units, okay? So basically we can pull out, you can go Zoc and ignore the non-mechanized, so that's 1, okay? Now I gotta decide what to do with them. They can move, clear still costs 1. Because remember in reaction movement and exploitation movement, the costs go up. So for example, swamp is 3, it's 1 in operational. Forest is 2, bocage is 2, all right, almost everything's 1. So we are going to, the whole idea of freeing these guys up is they're divisions, right? So you can stack 3 units. Now if I've been blowing this, I'm going to be so mad at myself. Stacking is 3 units. And I know the airborne don't count. Stacking, combat units, make 3 combat units in a single hit. You stack free and 1 Axis division. Prior to turn 6, stacking. Okay, so there yep, I'm going to shoot myself. So actually, 3 corps and 1 division. So they're going to do that, because this is going to be my nice little reaction force. For that, and I want to make sure I hold the flank. I got a B unit, so he's going to have to put some effort into that. And I think to strengthen that, you know, if he wants to attack this guy and break through, fine, I'll run into there. I'm worried about this, but I'm going to deal with reinforcing these in my strategic transfer phase. Okay, now it's cleanup. Oh, well, I could move these guys, but you know what? I need some kind of reserve, so that's going to be my reserve. All right, so now, and boy, if you stuck with me this long, I don't know if you can see me, but thank you. Having a ball doing this. Get this far, comment. I'll know you actually watched it. Okay, so we did cleanup phase. Now it's the Allied and Soviet action phase. Allied operational movement segment. Chafe placement step. So Allied units don't have to be in command, okay? And everybody's going to be in supply. Actually, I didn't even go over the supply rules. Supply rules super easy. Soviets can trace 8 hexes off the east edge, or they can go 4 to a town or 8 to a city, and then unlimited to the east edge. Germany, 4 to a town, 8 to a city, as like they call it an intermittent supply source, I believe. And then they have to go to their 4 factories, one of their 4 factories. Berlin, this one here, where is it? Anyways. Oh, right here, sorry. And then the roar. Western allies have to go to a chafe marker or a beachhead marker, or they can directly from a major port like Syracuse or Port City, they can do 2 hexes. Now they really get some range those off these chafe markers. Probably can't see it. That's a 3. Naples has a ×4 next to it. That means any allied unit can trace the 12 hexes to there, and then they're in supply. So if it makes sense, read the rules. But it's pretty quick, pretty quick and easy. I'm not going to place any new chafe markers. So the allies are going to move. I'm solitary. So the next step is chafe gets to place their Stavka units. That's they're numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4. They're same as the German OKH, OKW, but they get to place all of their stuff. So we want to get this, let's see here. We want to get going. Let's see. Where's Oral? Oh my gosh. Sorry, guys. No, that's Kursk. Morel's right here. So we're going to put the 4 marker there. 2, 4, 5, 6. We're going to put, and it's flipped. That's why he said it's actually going to be 8 hexes because that's a city. So it doubles their range. Leningrad, I'm going to put the 2 marker. That's going to flip to a 4. And then the 3 marker is going to go in Kharkov, which is city, so that's 6. And I don't have anything down here yet. So until the Germans pull back, I do not see how to make that go. And the 2, honestly, there's no reason to use the 2 at all, or the 1. Okay, so the Western Allies, let's see here. I don't want you to have to look at me. So I'm going to go over here. Allies do their movement. They're in Italy. Let's see. Boy, I can tell you I won't be doing these long videos too often. Let's see. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's in supply. It's the movement phase, so these all cost 1. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want that guy to be there. Now you think you could just, gang up. I'm going to give you a decent example, actually, of how messed up is way. You have to wait for the transfer. I'm gonna have to transfer the. Really isn't a lot down there, is there? It's kind of crazy. Did I misplace? You can move transit box to transit box, but once stuff leaves the MAD, you never get it back. Okay, good. There's some reinforcements here coming into the MAD, so not a lot, but okay. Yep, that would be ugly, but it's probably worth it. All right, that's the movement. That was exciting. Okay. Boy, 49 minutes, huh? Nobody's gonna watch this video. Let's see. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't move from Zoc to Zoc, but you can move out. So we're going to go, let's see, I want to blast this guy because he's not. Alright, so we're going to go like this. We're going to leave him there for losses. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. And we'll just. I'm just going to do this to protect the flank. Oh, can't do that. Because they are not in command. Okay. Really. So I'll be attacking with this stack there. Can't pull him out. Let's do that. That. We're going to be doing a bunch of attacks. All these guys are going to attack him. Ooh, that's his strength. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Doesn't have to be that subtle. 1, 2, 3. Like them. It's in here. Okay. We're gonna really blast this guy. Oops. Hopefully. Should be a pretty high odds attack. 3, 4. Zoc, so it looks like it's on them to attack that guy. These are all infantry corps. Okay. So I'm going to get you guys through the combats here, and then I think I'm going to call it. Because an hour, like, that's a pretty long video, and I really have no skill how to, what do they call it? Splice videos together and stuff. So we did the, what did we say? Okay, so we did Allied movement, Stavka placement, Soviet movement, Allied combat. I'm going to get you through the Soviet combats because so hopefully we'll see some different results. And then after that, you know, the Axis are going to get to react. Then the Allies, Soviet do their attrition, which they're not going to have any issues. And then exploitation. So, anyways, and then of course the transit phase, and then a victory point check, which nobody's won. I mean, the Allies actually have no victory points yet. And the Soviets have 2, one for the capture of Kharkov, and one for, oh shoot, what was the other one? I'll have to look. Oh, up here by Leningrad, they captured a victory hex. Sorry. Okay, so combat. We're just gonna like march down the line with these. Honestly, if it makes a difference, but it won't for the most part. So I'm gonna attack this German C. I'm gonna use the Luftwaffe because they're gonna get all their strength rolls are gonna be +1. Okay. And I don't believe. Let's see, all rolls in 44. No, it's not 44 yet. Target, no interdiction. So I get a +1 to the strength rolls. There are some minuses, like in 44 and 45, and for allied interdiction. So that being said, there we go. So we're going to start down here. We're going to roll for the C unit here with a +1. 3, 4. That's 4 strength points, just because I know it. Soviets are attacking with 12. That's exactly 3 to 1. And I have a dice tower, but you can't see it, so I'm hoping that by rolling here you can see it. Oh, these are by the way, my Panzer Grenadier dice, and that's a 6. So 3 to 1, a 6 is a big defender eliminated. All defending steps eliminated, and advance possible. So there goes another German step. This is getting ugly. I don't know how Hitler thought he was going to win the war. Advance is possible. Definitely going to advance the mech, and not the Axis. Well, yeah. Maybe they'll try to do something tricky, so we'll just do that. 5, 10, 12 here, attacking across a minor river, a sea, Russians. Oh, another 6. That dice rigged or what? Well, okay, well, we'll see. Oh, but it's 6 anyway. So 4, 5, 10, 12, 3 to 1. It's not 3 to 1 because there's a +1. Attacking across a minor river, I believe. +1, yes, to defense. And that is regardless in this game. Like a lot of games, if you defend from, say, both sides of the river, you don't get it. No, they get the +1 still. So 4, 5 to 12. 5 to 12 is a 2 to 1. I believe it's just short of a 2.5 to 1, right? Yeah. And, oh, a 2. A 2 to 1. Small defender retreat. So this has some interesting... so retreat, the defender's just going to retreat. Alright. Not super tricky, but tricky enough. So we're going to retreat 2. You have to go per the... somewhere in this direction, that direction, but further away. So we're going to go 1, 2, retreat that towards Duprinsk. Advance possible. So we're going to absolutely push the armor, push the whole stack across the river. What the hey. Now, one thing I wanted you to see, maybe you should have got to earlier, in this game, you're allowed to attack multiple hexes against one hex. If you do, though, any unit in the defender's hex, and this is errata, has to be attacked. Right? So, that means... yeah, it makes sense when you read the rule. Anyways. So what I'm going to do here, though, is I'm going to do this stack on this stack and this stack on this stack. But it doesn't matter. But say for whatever reason I wanted to just do these 2 stacks on him. Can't do that. I got to make sure somebody attacks him. So we got 17. 2. We're going to roll. There's no river, so it'll just be whatever the roll is. 3, so with a plus 1's a 4, so that's 4, because it's a 4 through 6s are at full strength. So 17 to 4, 4 to 1, a 1, big D, and an exchange. Defender exchange. So defender eliminates all their steps but 1. Survivors retreat. Attacker loses a step equal to the eliminated defending steps. So, eliminated a step but 1. Okay, well, they only have 1 step, these guys. So they're going to just do a retreat to Poltavka. Advance as possible. I'm going to leave 1 unit behind in Kharkov just in case the other battle goes south. Don't want to give the Germans any chances there. So we got 7. And a 1 for the strength. So, it's right here. That's 2 factors. Wow. So 3 to 1. 2, 3 to 1 to 2. Once again, big defender exchange, really helpful for the Germans because eliminate all their steps but 1. Well, they only have 1 step, so they don't die. And go 1, 2, and definitely advance, as it does say they can advance. And and in that exchange it says attacker loses steps equal to eliminated defending steps. So 0 is 0. So very interesting combat result. Alright, this guy's all by himself. A 4, so he'll be at strength 4. Being attacked by 4, 6, 8, 10. Up a river. So that's 5, so that's 2 to 1. 2 to 1 with a 6. Nice. Full exchange. EX, all eliminated, and the attacker loses. So this guy dies. This guy is the first Russian loss. Amazing. Wow. And advance as possible. Definitely want to advance. Let's do this though, just because I really don't like. I do not like all this armor. Oh, wait, what am I doing? Is this Calica 2? Huh. 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, 10. That's right. It was these 3 against this. Alright. Let's get 1. I guess if I would have paid attention to what I was doing. Alright. Well, because I got these 2 big stacks against here. This will teach me I need to pay attention. Sorry, guys. 4. I have a B there. 1 with a B is a 4, I think. Oh, 3 factors. Oh man, he's gonna get toasted. Now 7 with that. 19, 24, 31, 36. 36 to 7, 4, 5 to 1. Right? Did I say 36? Yeah, 36 to 7. It's 5 to 1. 35. Alright. And I'm going to roll the dice. They're all big DEs. 5 to 1. Okay. Defender eliminated. All defending steps eliminated. Wow, that's not good. That was not good. That's why you roll. Oh, wait, 3, 4. Would that change the odds? I forgot I got my +1 on the die roll. So that gives me a strength of 4, which would be 8. 36 to 8 is going to be 4 to 1. So I got to roll. Let's see what we roll. Ooh, it makes a difference. 4 to 1. D with a small exchange. So eliminate all steps but 1. Right. Yep. Alright. So where'd the unit go? Oh, there, I'll kill the infantry. We'll bring this guy back. Alright. Defender eliminates all steps but 1. So defender, so he's going to flip. Well, that's 3 steps. We're going to go 1, 2, retreat behind the river. And then attacker loses a step equal to eliminated defending steps. So 3. Let's see, what's the weakest stuff I got? Play 1. 2, 3. That's my 3 losses. A 6, 4, 8, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3. And then we advance. That was ugly. Well, it was an ugly attack actually, rolling that. But that's okay, we get 10 steps. Now we're going to attack here. 4, so they'll defend at 4, 2, 4, 6, 8, 13, 14, 15, 20. Oh, +1 for the river, so 20 to 5, 4 to 1 exactly. We're going to roll a nice German die. 20 to 5, yeah, 5. Oh, that's a defender eliminated. Okay. Boop. Then on the big stack of data, Germans. And we'll just advance those. Then we go up here. Had a lot of attacks here. This is marsh. Got a B and a C. Just gonna attack with all 3 of these stacks. 4, 5. That's full strength. So 4. So they're defending at 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. 14, 8, plus the marsh or swamp, so that's 9. 14 to 9 is a +5. Ugh, that's not good. Oh, attacker attrition. So the attacker gets the attacker attrition. There's no advance. Attacker can eliminate his steps without eliminating all of them. So in this case, I'll choose 3 because that's just enough to kill the 3 German steps. So these 3 guys die for the Soviets. And the Germans lose 3 steps. So no advance possible. No attacks here. We're going to go ahead and it's a little town. It's actually an oasis, a clear, but it's across the river. And I think 12, soak off here. I got 2, 4, 6 against the B strength. Town has no effect, but there's a +1 for the river. It's actually a clear hex. So let's see on the B unit, 6. So the B unit is worth 6, 7 for the river. And I'm attacking them with 6. So that is going to be on the 1 to 2 table. 3. Attacker with a small E eliminated. All attacking stuffs but 1 are eliminated. Okay, so Germans held their ground there. But the reason I had to do that attack is because I want to be able to throw multiple hexes in, and you have to attack anybody adjacent to the defender. So, that being said, 2, 4, 6, 8, oh, so I have 12, right? 12, roll for the German strength. 3, and the C is a 3. Excuse me, 3, but oh my god, I really blew this one too. +1 for the river, +1 for the forest. So that's 5 to 12. So that is 2 to 1. 2 to 1. Alright, 2 to 1. Ugh, low die rolls. And 2 to 1, small defender retreat. Alright. 1, 2 with the Germans, and we slug forward. And then last but not least, no river, forest is +1. The C German against 12. Germans, C unit is worth with a +1, so on the die roll for his combat strength, remember, because the Luftwaffe, so it'd be 4, 5. What did I say? I had 12, right? So 2 to 1, 2 to 1, 2 to 1. I'm gonna roll it in the dice tower. I know you can't see it, but okay, I got a 3. 2 to 1, 3. Big DR. 2 hexes. So a big DR, which I don't have, but would be retreat the 2 hexes, and if they have more than 1 step, lose a step. But I don't, so I don't lose a step. And we're going to go ahead and push forward. All right, I'm going to take a break. You guys have been wonderful. This video's probably been way too long. Like I said, may not do it again unless I get some people that think they like it, but probably a little long. So, that being said, I am going to end it right here. I'm not the turn. I'm making a note that I need to do axis reaction phase. But, so you've pretty much seen, I mean, the Axis are going to get a reaction phase. They'll get 1 marker in Italy and 1 marker in this mess. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with it yet. Might take some thought on that one. And then we do attrition, Allied and Soviet attrition, which they'll be fine. Everybody's in supply. Unless there's some reaction movement that I'm able to pull off to cut off the Russians. So, pretty unlikely, but that's what I like about it. Strategic transit. Like I said, so strategic transit. The Allies get a certain amount of units. The Soviets do, don't remember off the top of my head. The Germans get 4 in each theater, and each theater is the East Front. You have the Balkans, the Med, and Northwest Europe. If you transfer, say, 1 unit from France to Russia, it's going to be in Northwest Europe and the East Front. That will use 1 of the 4 on both fronts. So, anyways, hope you found it helpful. I'm going to shut the video off. We'll see how long it takes to upload an hour and 15-minute video. And if this format was helpful and you appreciated the rules, let me know. If not, your silence will be all I need, and I'll keep working on my format. Thanks a lot, guys.